counter case that I would make in relationship to that is to remember that the people who were doing the research were people who would be doing the research regardless of who was the sponsor.
High-mass binary systems are studies in extremes. They pair a hot, massive star with a compact remnant, like a white dwarf, a neutron star, or even a black hole, and they produce lots of X-rays. But only a few of these systems are known to emit gamma rays, the most energetic form of light. And only in one of them do scientists know the precise nature of the compact object. It's a pulsar, a neutron star roughly the size of Washington, D.C., that spins about 21 times a second. Each rotation sweeps a beam of radio emission toward Earth. Every few years, the system gets really interesting. That's when the pulsar's orbit carries it close to its massive companion star, which is surrounded by a disk of gas. As it swings around its companion, the pulsar twice grazes this disk, producing gamma rays each time. In late 2010, NASA's Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope watched the system glow with faint gamma emission as the pulsar first approached the disk. Astronomers expected the same behavior in early 2011 when the outbound pulsar grazed the disk again, but that's not what happened. Instead, Fermi detected intense and puzzling gamma ray flares. The system produced more emission on some days during the second pass than it did throughout the entire first pass. Yet telescopes observing at radio and X-ray wavelengths saw nothing unusual. It's a mystery astronomers are working to solve.
We didn't delineate all the possibilities of what might happen because then you contaminate your experiment.
But frustratingly, the pulsar is now heading toward the farthest part of its orbit. Better understanding this unique system will help scientists work out the natures of the compact objects in other high-mass binaries. Scientists will also use the data they've collected to predict what to expect at the pulsar's next close encounter in 2014.
My anger was unbelievable at how I had been duped for this length of time. And
the argument can be made that the CIA helped usher in the age of Aquarius. Covering a span of history such as we are in this report, one can get sidetracked by the so-called glamour and mystery of espionage work, but what you can't lose sight of is what all of this would mean in terms of individual human beings. Her reaction.
What? How can anybody react to that? I mean, that is so far from what you'd expect from a human being. Never